I'm Joy Harris. The recipe I'm preparing today from Easy Breezy Florida Cooking is Guava Glazed Cinnamon Sausage Gems. And that's a long name for such a quick recipe that only has 5 ingredients in it. Guava jelly, cinnamon, sausage, a little bit of flour, and some cheese. Now when you want to make this recipe, the thing you need to keep in mind, it takes a little bit of time just to set the ingredients out to get them to room temperature. Once the ingredients are at room temperature, it goes quite quickly. But we're going to be blending a ½ pound of sausage with 1 cup of flour. Now the sausage, you want the chill off the sausage because it will blend more evenly and more easily with the flour. And so you can start with a wooden spoon, and it might look like it's never going to mix together, but it'll work. 1 cup flour and a ½ pound of sausage, and then also sprinkle 1 teaspoon of cinnamon over that. Sprinkle it as evenly as you can over the flour before it's completely blended with the sausage. And then you blend these together as well. And you can do it with a wooden spoon, or you can use your hands. If you use your hands, it's probably going to go a little more quickly. But either way, it works. Now, the next thing I'm going to be adding is 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. The cheddar cheese is also at room temperature, and the reason this is important is the cheese has a moisture content to it. If you let it come to room temperature, it brings out more of the moisture, and you can see how dry this is with just the flour and the sausage. So you want a little more moisture in here so that the sausage balls will hold together when you get ready to form them. So when you choose your cheese, you need to make sure you use just regular cheddar cheese. Don't use sharp or extra sharp because the moisture content in those cheeses is lower than it is in just regular cheddar cheese. And also, the pre-packaged shredded cheese, they put an ingredient on it to keep the cheese from sticking together in the package. Well, that also keeps it from sticking together with the sausage balls. So if you want this recipe to work and hold together like it should, then you need to shred your own cheese. But it's only about 4 ounces. Now, once you have these ingredients blended together like I have here, and you can see the flour is starting to mix in well with the sausage and the cheddar cheese. And the next step is to form these into balls. Now, you can make like 30 tiny little appetizers or a dozen 1-inch appetizers. Shape the balls into like a little over a 1-inch ball, and that'll make a little over a dozen appetizers. Now, if you want to use portion control when you're doing this, you can use a scoop. This is a tiny little ice cream scoop, and when you take it, this is where you have to use your hands. You want to put it in the scoop, and even though you scoop it down on the pan, let's say, well, I'll do 3 or 4 right now. So there's 1, 2, here's 3, and see how it's falling apart on the pan? You really have to make sure it gets into the scoop. And then this is just for portion control because you still have to pick up each one. And then, very quickly, you can press them together and they form into balls. So the size, that's up to you. But when you're ready to cook them, if you're making the larger ones, you might want to cook them a little longer than if you're making the small ones like I have here. But they go in a 400-degree oven for about 12 minutes. Now, once they're cooked, these have cooked and cooled. And I'm going to go ahead and put them on a serving plate. But you can serve them warm. You can wait just a few minutes if you want out of the oven. Or you can let them come to room temperature. Or you can even chill them if you make them ahead of time. And then just set them out again to room temperature because the guava jelly that we're going to be putting on them is going to be warm itself. Now, this is 2 tablespoons of guava jelly. I'm going to put it in the microwave for just a minute. And when you use the guava jelly, you need to melt 2 tablespoons, and we're going to use that to drizzle over the top of the sausage balls. You can melt it on the stovetop, or you can melt it in the microwave. In Tampa Bay is actually known as the Big Guava, and so guava jelly is readily available. But you could use one of your favorite breakfast jellies, an apple jelly or a currant jelly, and it should work just as nicely. So let me check on my melting guava jelly. Oh yeah. Oh, this looks really good. It's nice and bubbled up. And then I'm just going to take a cinnamon stick. It'll get a little flavor in there just to stir it and to help me as I drizzle the melted guava jelly over the cinnamon sausage balls. And now they're ready to serve. These are Guava Glazed cinnamon sausage balls. Let me put some here for you. And when I serve them, I like to serve them with picks on the side, and you can just spear them individually and put them on small plates if you like, or just set out the platter like this. Guava Glazed cinnamon sausage gems. I hope you'll try the recipe. It's from Easy Breezy Florida Cooking by Joy and Jack Harris. The cookbook's available from Seaside Publishing or barnesandnoble.com, and a portion of the proceeds goes to Feeding America. Eat and enjoy.